Okay, good morning, students. Am I audible to you?
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, should we start the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I welcome you people formally for your composition reward system class of module 4. This will be your part 2 of the module 4 because the part 1 has been dealt previously. Okay, in the part 1, what we people have done is that little, brief introduction about competitiveness was discussed. Okay, and related definition of that competitiveness, how it is going to affect any compensation structure into the organization. Fine, on the basis of the force which has been put by the competitors and any other external bodies which are maybe like uncontrollable factors for any organization. Okay, and a related employer. Also, we people have also dealt with some other concepts like pay levels. Okay, where how levels or maybe arrangement of the pay to the different levels into the organization, that how those people are going to calculate them. Okay, on what basis, like basic pay, bonus, benefits, options, like other options that can also be given to the employees the way they can choose it. Fine. Ultimately, the objective was also discussed about why the pay levels are going to have so much of importance in the organization, along with the pay mix, where cost control, okay, controlling the cost, and also to find the best candidates to apply for the job, okay, as well as if they're applying and if you're selecting them, the biggest challenge is that how best people can retain those employees with that particular skill which people have imparted into them for performing the job given to those candidates. So retaining the people means that you're going to retain the skill, the experience, and the knowledge what has been shared to them, okay, by the organization. So that entire amount of valuable asset which remains with you only if you people are able to retain the employees who are presently working with the organization. Fine. Okay. As well as we people have also discussed something about what is going to shape an external competitiveness. Like as I told you, the labor market factors, okay, the product market factor, and also as well as this organizational factors, which is purely talks about the unique unique, what we say, like unique strategies, business strategies what any organization is going to have for an organization in maintaining the employees. Okay, pay policy alternatives, as I told, very important concept which will be expected into your final examination. Okay, where there are major four type of type of pay policy alternatives we have, that to lead them to meet the competition or to follow the competitors, so etc. Also, we people have discussed on some wage surveys, as I told you, because if you want to take a decision as an employer to your organization related to your compensation structure, what has to be there in the organization, along with the understanding, I mean, the understanding of the pay level and the pay mix should be there. What exactly is happening in your organization? The same thing you people are going to compare that with the other employer or any other competing organization who have similar type of operations. Along with that, similar type of pay levels they have as well as pay mix. So you people are going to compare with that and see to it that how best any alternative or possible way of rendering more value to the employees who are presently working with you in the organization, okay, compared to the competitors. Sometimes competitors can give some good idea about what loopholes that you people may be having with respect to the compensation and benefits that is going to be given to your present employees. If your competitor is paying better than that, probably there are chances switching of your employees from your organization to the competitor organization becomes quite common. So that's a very dangerous part on any organization when it comes to retaining the valuable assets as a human resource. Okay, after giving them tremendous training and development type of activities what you people do for your employees. Okay, though all that skill, knowledge, and that is going to be transferred to the organization. Fine. Okay. Now, as I know, we have discussed like what type of data we people are going to consider for the surveys. Like one, the nature of the organization related to the performance of the organization. Okay, in terms of finance, the size, and so as well as the structure of the organization, which is going to be very important in understanding different levels what they have into organization and how it has been drafted. Find the nature of the total compensation system, like how much those people are giving in the cash and what is the ratio of cash and non-cash type of benefits which is going to be given to the employees that we people are going to collect from the competitors organization. Along with that, some job, like the date of job, individual, the pay, okay, like skills for those the human resources for the same. And also we people have gone through this interpreting survey results, how you people are going to interpret those survey results in the form of pay policy lines. As we people have discussed, like they all are like a calculations using some mathematics which will be describing that how much and the I mean the relationship between some jobs, okay, what you people are paying them, and what as well as the evaluation process or the points what you people are going to give. You people are going to recall your module 3 when we people are going to when we people had a discussion on some like compensation while fixing a compensation, we people are going to use certain methods. Fine. So those all methods can be also helping you people to understand these pay policy lines. Fine. Okay, also, they are going to use some grades. People are going to use some grades and the range, which has been discussed. Like both internal and external pressures are going to have on the decision what you people are going to have with respect to the pay or the total compensation. And also was discussed like pay grades where you people are going to group the jobs which will be having a similar type of value or a worth into the organization or the content of the job. If you see, almost they have the similar type of risk and responsibilities and the duties associated with that. So you see to it that almost all type of almost job which are there in the organization, try to group them okay in one head, which will be having a homogeneous type of characteristics in the form of the responsibilities, then in the form of duties what they have, okay, and the value what those jobs are giving to the in return to the organization. Fine. So when people talk about this range, this talks about something a difference between the very minimum amount and the maximum amount which will be paid between the grades. So grade A may be having much more than the grade B. If you minus, grade B from the grade A, the salary, whatever those people are going to be paid. So that difference will be constituting what's the range. Fine. So this is what we people have already discussed. Fine. This was all about your a brief recall, we can say that, because it was taken in your last week. Okay, fine. This was a small a brief like bird view that has been discussed now. Fine. Till there, till here it was done with your module 4 part 1. Now this is part 2 of your module 4. Fine. Which will be continued with the concept called like prestige. Fine. Okay. Any doubts you people have? Or should I start continue with your part 2 benefits?
No doubt, sir.
Fine. So what we do, we start with the benefits. You know, before it was something like what you people have today, like compensation and reward system. Fine. So before it was like compensation and benefits. So even now in modern days where the HR professional are not looking, or maybe an employees who are just not looking any the value what those people get in return for the work which those people are going to render to the organization, not in the form of just a compensation of benefits what those people are going to receive. So even HR professionals and employees see to it that it is like something like a total rewards, something much more than that. So total rewards includes more everything A to Z. Maybe a cash compensation and cash compensation. When we're talking about non-cash compensation, like bonus, incentives, allowances, okay, are going to be given to the employees on the basis of the grades and the range, okay, which is been fixed to them as per the HR policies. Right? So we have some benefits where these are the benefits which will be a part of your total compensation, okay, package which you are going to receive from the employees. Okay, along with that, other than what if people receive something in return as a compensation, what you work for certain time, the time worked for, and also which will be providing employee in the whole. Also, maybe sometimes if the employee will get in a part payment, for example, like you have a life insurance, pension, etc. Fine. So this may be something like where if you see the provident fund, okay, which will is a benefit type of benefit which will be received by an employee from the organization, where half of the amount will be contributed by the employee, the same amount which will be contributed by the employer. So somewhere that is a benefit which those people are going to get, like ESI benefit, life insurance, where the premium of an insurance which has been done for that particular employee will be paid by the employer. Where due to the hazardous condition, or maybe there may be a type of a job which will be affecting the health, as well as sometimes maybe mental or physical health of the employee. So at that time, probably the premium which is going to be paid to him and making them insured, okay, on the job can help getting more benefit for an employee from the employer side. Okay, now we have some benefit determination process. Generally, this is a general type of process which will be usually used into the organization. There is a lot of alteration also can be done. It all depends on organization's need, okay, and their objectives behind determining or defining the benefits which has to be given to the employees. The process can change sometime, but this is a generally accepted one which can be taken into a consideration. Fine. Now there are like something like what is expected by the benefits. The first question, the first step starts with understanding what exactly is been expected from the benefit. If the benefit is going to be provided to certain person, then what exactly we are going to expect from him in return. Next, something like appropriate mix of the benefits. So you have different type of benefits which has been discussed in your module one, okay, class one and two, right? You just recall and understand it. Where what type of mix of benefits can be given to the particular employee, or maybe a group of we have done the job grading, that particular grade job, and the employees or individuals who are working in that particular grade, what type of mix of benefits should be given to them compared to the grade B or any other grade ABCD. Fine. So there will be a difference between the grades, okay, and the benefits also. So what are benefits has to be given? Somebody gets 3 benefits, the other may get 5 benefits on the basis of how much worth that job and the person is there on that, and with respect to the value which has been given to the uh, organization in return. Fine. And how much it has to be provided? The step three has to be calculated. What amount that has to be spent on benefits to be which to be uh, given to the employees. Then like fourth step, like which employee should be given is a questionable one. Sometimes, as I told you, where health insurance is done for certain employees who will be working in some very hazardous type of conditions, or you know uh, where the conditions will be so worse enough in that particular shop floor, where too much of heat is there, Okay, and maybe the different chemical fumes are going to be there, and because of that the health health condition of the employee can be disturbed. So to look after the expenses of that, probably the company or say the employer can decide upon that uh, what type of I mean sorry. Okay, fine. Okay, let's continue. Fine. So what happens here is like employees will be receiving on the basis of the type of job those people do. As an example, even health insurance will be given to them. Such employees will be working in some unconditional environment where that environment can affect their physical as well as mental health. Okay, so probably to them, and the same thing may not be given to the people who will be working in some very sophisticated type of environment like HR people or maybe financial people who will be sitting into some closed cabins. Fine. So they won't work on such a shop floors where there is a possibility that the health can be getting disturbed because of that type of conditions or the environment. So probably those people may not get. So this is how we people are going to define that which employee should be given what type of benefits. It purely depends on the type of job those people do. Along with that, how best we because these benefits will be helping to define that how much the value or a worth that has been generated to those people and the job, okay, from the side of organization. Now, what is received in return for the benefits also has to be calculated. Fine, it's something like give and take policy when it comes to the benefits. Okay. Now, why these benefits are going to be offered? Now, what are the strategic reasons that why and any organization thinks about giving benefit to the organization apart from the salary which has been paid to them? Fine. So the first one what we have is like help attract the employees because attracting the skill, bringing the skill and knowledge from the market into the organization is a very challenging part. So every organization will be looking for having the best candidates with a good stuff. All those people will be having with respect to their knowledge, attitude, skills. Okay, which can be helping any organization to contribute to the success of the organization. Fine. So what they do is just they look after that. Whenever the recruitment comes, so that the best candidates can apply due to the image which has been created by giving the benefits to the present employees who are working into the organization. Probably that can be a good word of mouth which transfer from the present employees to the external market. The maybe for the probably prospective candidates who will be applying for the job. Second, as we people have discussed, helping to retain the employees, where these benefits will be holding employees into your own baskets and the good employees, the best employees can be always returned into the organization by giving them the proper benefits. Because of the benefits, they get bound with the organization, and also to evaluate the image of the organization. Okay, with the employees and the other organization, where the word which is going to be spread outside. Okay, the information which is going to be spread outside by the employees by while you people keeping employees very much happy by giving them the benefits, the same thing has to be will be communicated into the labor market, and that news can generate some good image for the organization. Along with that, even competitors also come to know. Okay, and other organizations, maybe this will be helping them also to set your benefits as the benchmark for them. So we have fourth one, like increase job satisfaction. Ultimately, if you people are successful enough in retaining the employees with zero effort or zero supervision, okay, and those people are giving you the highest productivity or the output. Now, this means that those people are satisfied, and probably benefits can also help to keep the employees satisfied. So there are certain advantages of these compensation benefits, as I told you. Job satisfaction, people, the employees who are into the organization will be highly motivated because they come to know that whatever has been given by them to the employer or organization, in return those people will get a equal value. Okay, with due respect to the job given to them or the position. And because of these benefits, people say the employees will not be having disinterest in coming to the organization to the job. People will be the employees will be very much happy every day. Those people are going to come to the organization, and the rate of absenteeism also comes down. So low turnover, the attrition rate, what we say, where advantage is that you people can retain the employees is nothing but the low turnover. Maybe we say it as attrition rate, which will be coming down, where per year how many employees are going to be leaving the organization, or how many vacancies are available in the organization will be defining the turnover or say attrition. Okay. Now, what will be the advantage to the employees? Where the peace of mind, where everything is looked after by the organization. Any hurdles, any problems that employees will be, experiencing on the job, okay? Or as well as off the job. Sometimes those people are out of the organization due to the stress which those people have experienced into the organization. That stress can also be taken to the family, okay, to their social life. So sometimes it goes get disturbed. So how best that any organization will be keeping their employees very happy into the organization, okay, and bring them out of the stress. The same thing is going to be continued in the social life of the employees as well as in the family life. So they will get more peace of mind because they are going to be insured. They work completely for the organization because they know that their family is taken care by the organization. Okay, somewhere their job is also secured along with their family. Fine. So once the family is secured with the type of benefits those people are receiving from the employers, so probably those people won't think much about the family and the related issues. Completely, those people are going to concentrate on the job. Okay, so that's why the mind will be very much relaxed. Okay, when those people are working on the job, so the increasing also self confidence, where everything is received. So because of the self confidence, they become more loyal to the organization. Okay, the value of the benefits, here we have like the total, as I told in the initial class, where nowadays people see it as a total rewards rather than seeing it as a compensation, say, or a benefit as a separate. So they look at what is the combination those people are going to receive for the job which those people are working into the organization. Fine. So, okay, am I audible to you people? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please respond soon. I get doubtful at whether it is audible to you people or not. Right? Okay. So we have next like value of benefits, where nowadays everyone HR, you take any HR professionals or a community of those HR professionals, or you take any even employees also, they look that these compensation whatever has been given to the employees is something much more than that. Just giving them some bonus or a salaries, say some allowances or any perks, etc., won't make separately. So what they do is they see to it that what the bunch which is being given to them, okay, by combining some good mixture of that, which will be helping an employees to be very much satisfied after rendering his service to the organization. Okay, so as I told human resource professionals, the community which we have, okay, for that they have expanded this field of knowledge, okay, generally from just telling it as like just a salary or a bonus or compensation or a benefit, and they have renamed it as total rewards. So this is what the benefit those any people will get. Okay, and sorry, fine. So this is also known as what compensation and benefit. They are going to rename it as total rewards. What are the components of total rewards? As we people have done in your module one, what were the like, basic salaries, HRA, DA, TA, we have certain insurance those people are going to get in the form of benefits. Altogether, allowances, benefits, incentives, what those people get. So A to Z, mixture of that will be simply the total rewards. Right? So here, this total reward is going to take on something more than having general thinking about the compensation, rather than being more Okay, no, sorry. Being just in a general way or having general approach towards the compensation, those people are more creative and making that compensation in a very broader definition, saying it as a total reward. The way that the employees are going to be receiving the compensation, the benefits, perks, and the other valuable options, as I told you. Fine. Now see here, world at work will be has defined it as a new term called as total rewards, which will be including almost on everything which employees are going to be receiving from the side of the organization, and also which will be something giving more value resulting from the employment relationship what those people have between the employee and the employer. So they look after that the total reward is having direct link with the relationship what is existing between the employee and the employer. So there are certain legally required benefits. These are quite common. I suggest you people that to find some the best. Maybe in your home you have your father, maybe a mother or your brother, sister who will be working, your uncle, auntie, or somewhere. You can go and talk to them regarding the legally required benefits which has to be given to them. It all differs on the basis of a type of organization it is, whether it is a government organization or private organization or semi-government organizations, the rules change. Fine. So the rules change. The central government, what the benefits those people will give. Okay. What the pay those people are paying, the same state government may not pay, and that will be also differing from the semi-government also. Okay. So you just talk to your elder people who are working already, and those people will be helping to understand these things. Fine. As we have legal required benefits, the social security has to be given to the employees, like after retirement giving them pensions, or if they get disabled. Okay. Disability comes, for that what compensation has to be given to them for that particular years, but till 60th year old people are going to work. Okay. And also what if they get retired, as I told you, retired, and the worker survival benefit should be also given, what minimum that has to be given to him on the job, sorry, given to him if he gets some maybe something like a disability comes due to the any accidents happens on the job. What survival benefits can be given to him has to be given. The social security, like a workers compensation which is related to some injuries. Okay. The injuries will be something like permanent or something like a very temporary type of disabilities what those people get. Right. So maybe something partial disability can also happen. For that, for that the employer can get employer can give them some medical expenses or rehabilitation, shifting them or giving some good insurance. That insurance can help them to survive. Like unemployment benefits we have, like unemployment compensation. Okay. Like something like it is a jobs or employers looking after that whatever job is given to certain individuals. Okay. Well, how best they can bring the stability in that is a very questionable one. So when it comes to the state to state, it is going to be changing, because the financed by sometimes employers, or if they have made the employees to be insured, which are those governing bodies which will be responsible for paying the amount to the employees. Fine. And then we have family medical leaves. It changes, as and when it is, reframed by the government. It all depends on that particular area. Fine. We have something like 12 12 working weeks of unpaid leave during the 12 months period, or maybe reason like it may be something like we have maternity leave and paternity leaves which will be received by the employees, where maybe like a birth of a new child happen, or maybe adoption of the child, or you want to take care of your family members, very close family members like your father and mothers, which are bedridden, or having a serious condition with respect to their health. So in such cases, legally it has to be given to those people. Okay. Some options as per the law. Then we have like employment insurance. So this is something like which will be providing temporary financial assistance for the candidates who have unemployed when those people are working on the job, and as well as when if they want to upgrade their skills and want to go somewhere, that has to be given to them. Fine. because the upgradation of the skill what those people get and come, the same thing has to be contribute to the organization. Somewhere the organization is also having some advantage to leave them for their higher education or upgrading their skills. So especially this will be given to the people who are sick in even some in pregnancy cases, or you want to take care of the baby which has been newborn, or some babies which you people want to adopt and want to get close to them. So time has to be spent for that. The employment insurance has to be given to. Fine. Okay. Then as we have employment insurance, like these are the premiums which are going to be calculated, okay, on and that will be deducted from the employees, whatever the insurance which is going to be insurable, earning what these people have as per the tax law. Fine. And which of the insurables, like salaries will they have? They have some wages, then cash allowances, and also to be the remuneration which is going to be paid to an employee. Fine. So we have last types of employment insurance benefits. We have some regular benefits that we get that the life insurance which has been the premiums of the life insurance which is paid regularly by the employer for the employee. Some maternity or paternity benefits where I told you maternity leave will be given for the females, and paternity or paternity leave will be given for the male candidates where around maybe on 15 days those people give uh, paid leave to them just to be with their wife and a newborn child. So sickness benefits, if you people are ill, these are the benefits that people will get. And also we have the compassionate care benefits which will be taken given to such a candidates where the very close relatives or close relationship what they have with their family members to take care of them. Okay. So we have statutory obligations. It's compulsory that which is required by any employer, okay, which has to be provided to the employers, and also it is going to be a rules which is going to be laid down by the law. Fine. And it has to be compulsorily followed on the basis of the law which is going to be followed in that particular area or a territorial area where these organization or employer is situated. Fine, or operating into that particular area. Now we have one minimum wage act. We have minimum wages has to be paid to the employees as per the law, and also the number of working hours, whether it is 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours, which is minimum. Sorry, which is maximum, uh, which you people have to take work from them as per the law. The vacations and holiday leaves as per the religion, what these people have, or what are the government holidays, national holidays, has to be given to them. Fine. The vacation also should be given to them to get recreated and come to the organization back. Then as a maternity leave or paternity leave, as I told you, same. If they want to adopt a child, somebody, a family wants to adopt a child, if they're working in that particular organization, they will get some concession of some few days, the paid leaves where they can adopt a child and they can spend maximum time with that till the child get, I mean, okay, the child will be getting something like a good love from the parents, new parents. And we have emergency sick leaves, okay, what I said, compassionate leaves. These all have to be given to the employees compulsorily, okay, as per the statutory obligations which is laid down by the law. Right. Okay, so this completes your module 4. Okay, do you people have any doubts here in this module, in this part of the module?
No, sir.
Anybody else?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine then, we'll wind up the class. Okay.
Sir,
Please. May I know who is this?
Sir Sarika.
Tell me, Sarika.
So, can you please repeat once again the assignments because that day the voice wasn't clear.
Okay, okay. You are talking about the presentation or assignment?
So, the first assignment.
The first assignment is, I don't remember, sorry. The first assignment I don't remember. Can anybody recall and tell it? Because second assignment what I've given to you people is on that a different type of compensation which is going to be calculated with different methods of calculating compensation. What I do is immediately I will do it. I will take the pic of them and will be sending it to your group. Fine. You refer them. Same thing you
Okay, sir.
can write as an assignment for the second assignment. The same thing has to be presented by you people. Last time few of them have asked that some group has to be constructed. So then I said okay, okay, you can. There's no limit for that. But see to that all the group members are going to be contributing at the time of presentation. So see to that how much members are required for that particular topic. Okay, that methods of compensation that can be chosen by you people. Only thing is I will be fixing some time, and I also give you. I mean, a specific time will be fixed for that, and also I give you some few days to prepare for that. Huh? We'll plan and do it.
Okay, sir.
The first assignment. Yeah, I think I have sent it into the group. It seems. Can you go through it into your WhatsApp group? First
Okay, sir.
assignment.
I'll check.
Yeah, please inquire. I will also inquire. Okay. Anybody who knows that what was the first assignment in today's class, whoever is present? Anybody here? Swapnali, Tanvi, Sumita, Samprita, Sakshi. Anybody who can recall and tell what was the first assignment? If nobody knows it, then I can give you the second assignment. I mean, the first assignment. One more assignment I will be giving you. Okay, you people can write and give it.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay, Sarika. Then what I do is one more assignment I will give. The first assignment and say this will be a second assignment. What I told now just now. The
Okay,
first
sir.
assignment I will be telling you people later. Fine.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hmm. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. You people can log out from the class. Hmm.
Thank you, sir.